hijacked from Arsenal, and I'm going to bring up some other transfers that have been hijacked. I don't have a problem with that. I think that at some point, Shakhtar Donetsk were pricing the player. I mean, he scored 9 goals in like how many seasons? Created like, okay, say 11 assists in 6 seasons. That doesn't really put him in the place where the club Shakhtar Donetsk are putting him. And I'm not saying this because he's no longer going to Arsenal. He's got speed. But there's a whole lot more. He's going to go into a new environment. He's going to try to settle in and all that. There's a whole lot going on in Ukraine right now. His head might not be in the right places. If you look at Zinchenko nowadays only played 45 minutes. First 45 minutes for Arsenal yesterday was good. In second 45 minutes, it was a liability to the team. And there's a whole lot to talk about in that regard. But do you think that 88 points, whatever they put on Mykhailo Mudryk, is Mudryk the solution? Is it what Chelsea need? Or they've just gone to buy a player just because? Like Manchester United did with Cristiano Ronaldo. Just because they heard a rival wants to buy the player, okay, let's go and buy the player. Without considering whether this is a need for us, this is a solution to us. Because that's how they want to go and buy Raheem Sterling, for no reason. Raheem Sterling, I told you from the beginning of the season that Raheem Sterling would have no value to this Chelsea team because of the way they play as against the way Raheem Sterling loves to play. And let's be very honest, the Raheem Sterling battery is on life support. But, I mean, this one is different. But 8 years contract, what's really going on?
Considering Raheem Sterling, I think he's a Premier League material, just the same way Premier League fans in quotes see Zaha as a Premier League material, can walk into his team and score.
I don't like Zaha at all.
I saw that you were watching that Fulham game. Well, but if you look at it, I think Chelsea are trying to amend their ways.
In what language? Not how we play.
I think if you look at it, Todd is already looking at the future, and also when 8 years player plays 4 years, and maybe if it's good enough, you can sell him. If it isn't, then you have to work out the entire contract if that's how they want to see it pan out, or they might increase the salary and keep him on to the end. But if you look at it, I think Chelsea now they want to sell Raheem Sterling. I felt Raheem Sterling was going to be a bomb for them, but they're lacking a lot of players. Mykhailo Mudryk is not going to come in and just patch up all the goals that they missed. They need a very good defender because what's his name now? Koulibaly is looking like he has never ever played football in his career. Like Napoli, I don't know if as he left Napoli started doing well. Maybe he was the one that needed to fish out. Fofana injury prone, although he was one of the best defenders in Premier League. Cucurella had one good game. Brighton beat Manchester United 4-0, and then everybody thought that was the time to swoop in. He played well for Brighton. Let's not forget that. He played very well in the Brighton environment. But stepping into the team,
same way Wan-Bissaka played well for
Crystal Palace.
But
I think Cucurella can't even defend or attack. He can't defend. When the team goes forward, he's not helping them very well.
You know the funny thing with this signing, Arsenal went to sign players that were certified dead.
Yeah.
Ramsdale, Ben White. These guys are confirmed relegation candidate. They helped to relegate club at the time when Arsenal was dying. But then they've turned out to be the best thing that's ever happened since Jesus carried the cross from Owerri to Calvary. While, on the other side, on the west end of London, Chelsea signed some players that are regarded as the brightest, the best, the who is who, the big cojones of the hood. Fofana is going to be the Messiah. Cucurella is going to be the guy who packed the Red Sea and lead Israel from Egypt to the Promised Land.
He actually looks like Jesus. If you look at it.
I don't know how Jesus looked.
The depiction that we all know.
That's not Jesus. I don't know how Jesus looked, and that's not my business. The trick that white people use to fool black and imprison and enslave black people for many years. So I'm not even bothered about that one. But the thing here is, could it be that they have a wrong coach that have not found out a way of magically using these players?
First of all, I'm going to cut some slack, even though I think he should be sacked right now with SMS. But I think he has not gotten the players he wants.
I don't think they should use SMS to sack Graham Potter.
Email?
No, email is too official. It's too formal. You know that megaphone? Have you watched that to me music? Everything you do, there's one megaphone that they use. So somebody should just hold the megaphone on top of the stadium. Hey, Grandpa! Hey, Grandpa! Yes, you are fired. Get out of the stadium. Pack your things. Don't come back. That's how it should be. Like, if they want to sack him, that's how they should sack him. Because as far as I'm concerned, and also another coach that needs a megaphone sacking is Antonio Conte. So I'm happy with what is going on with Spurs. I'm happy that Arsenal have done the double over them. It's been a while.
Yeah,
I mean, it's been forever. 2013, 2014 was the last time Arsenal went to White Hart Lane to win. And I don't even know what is special about White Hart Lane. That's the funny thing. Why we've not been winning there. But when I look at Spurs, you know what I don't like? Spurs is that friend that you have in your life that always seem to look like when the ships are down, they are going to come through. But it is the weekend where ships are down that they would vanish. Their phone will go off. They are not reachable. And then when everything has happened and you have maybe managed to survive, they will not show up. They not look like they are your friends, but they are not really your friends. They not look like the people that can deliver. Spurs is shit as far as I'm concerned. I'm coming from an Arsenal fan. Yeah, everybody will like, okay, you're an Arsenal fan, what is expected of you? But that's just the truth. Spurs is shit. I don't care what anybody says, but they are rubbish, bunch of rubbish. So I always look at Spurs and for context, right? For context, let me explain this for context purpose, and it's not just bantering. I've seen Spurs sign Sergio Rebrov. I've seen Spurs sign Jurgen Klinsmann. I've seen Spurs have what's his Frenchman, David Ginola, Paul Gascoigne. So I'm not watching Spurs today. I've seen Spurs use Teddy Sheringham, use some of the best players, Dimitar Berbatov, use almost everybody that matters in football. Luka Modric, Gareth Bale. But there's just this thing about Spurs that makes them disappoint you. And there is just so much as somebody will disappoint, then you not just give them the name Amaka. So as far as I'm concerned, Spurs is Amaka FC, right? There's no two ways about it. But hey, it's sweeter if you're an Arsenal fan. It's sweeter if you're an Arsenal fan because I don't understand how Spurs would sit. A club that their only ambition is actually to finish above Arsenal. It's crazy.
I think it's to finish in top 4.
Huh?
It's to finish in top 4.
No, that's not actually their ambition. If Arsenal finish in 20th, and Spurs finish 19th, they will still celebrate. It doesn't matter whether we relegate together.
It doesn't matter. Like
they will celebrate. They would celebrate like, oh, we did end the season under you. Like that's a shitty club. The club should not be that shitty. That's the reason why I respect Chelsea, right? They could have their downtime right now, and Chelsea is not a club you can actually banter. The reason being that in the last 20 years of world football, Chelsea, amongst Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Bayern Munich, have been the outstanding, incredibly most successful clubs. So if they have one down season, for instance, what right does an Arsenal fan really have to banter Chelsea? Let's be honest. Arsenal have got 19 years, winning 3 or 4 FA Cup in that period, not seeing the league title as something that they can win in that 19 years. Gone to Europe, played the one Europa Cup finals, played the one Champions League finals, and lost both of them. And then, there.
And you know, comes 2016. You could have won 2016 now.
The title.
Yes.
Did they win it?
They didn't win.
One cripple came from nowhere, won it. That's how bad Arsenal was in 2016, right? And even that season, everybody actually left the title for Tottenham Hotspur so that it just be on record that they won the title, the much coveted league title. For where? That's how bad they are. So whatever it is, I'm looking at that. But let me go into some news because the younger generation watching this show are looking like, oh, Mykhailo Mudryk is the first time a player is getting hijacked. Let me read some of the messages that we have. I'm sorry for what happened with the YouTube live stream earlier on. It's internet, it's not me. I wouldn't want to do that, but I had to shut it down and then reset. And thanks to Benedict for helping, making it easy for me as he was talking. Well, Michael Elata says, good morning, bros. The video is okay now. Streaming is going smoothly. Right? Lord Mayor says, good morning, boss. And he said, my captain, King Martin Odegaard, that guy is really a king. Wow. That shot from downtown. Like, I wish I was doing analysis and not presenting. Jesus Christ. Well, I described that good. Oh, but my tweet, I was having fun with my tweets yesterday. Lord Mayor said, Mudryk will find adaptation a little problem. Chelsea pattern too is quite difficult, but I wish him well. Oduni Ramileko, hey Emperor, how you doing? He said, good smacking, bros. The Olara you say, yeah, Alabata is back. Yeah, I'm gonna explain to you why I've not been on the radio for a while now, and I'm sure you guys will be happy with me. I actually did an explanation on the video that I put up, but most of you people don't like to watch my video. I don't know why, but you guys keep saying this is your channel. I don't know why you guys don't watch the videos when we put them out. And I'm wondering what you people really want us to do. And then when we're not doing the show, they'll start coming to my DM to say why we're not doing the show. When you people are not supporting the channel the way you should, what do you expect? Okay, Otuya Martins, this guy is the guy that have like currently one of the best grill in Lagos, especially if you live in the VI, Ajad, Bejuleki, Axis. There is grill and then there is grill parfait, best barbecue catfish, best grilled plantain, chicken, turkey. Hey, damn, like that. This is the guy to go to when you want to. So if you're on Instagram, search out for Otuya Otuya Martins is his name anyway. Fantastic guy. We used to be neighbors, my former house, and one of the best guys there. Gregory Okonji says, good evening, bros. Where are you reaching us from? Like when you're greeting us with a different time zone, let us know where you are. Okay, Otuya Martins said this year is looking like Arsenal, Man United, and Newcastle will be in the top 4. For sure, Arsenal is guaranteed to be in the top 4. Arsenal need more 8 wins and a draw to guarantee their top 4 position.
You said 8 wins, like it's 8 draws.
No, 8 wins and a draw. 8 wins and a draw, and the top 4 is guaranteed. No argument.
Oh, there's Liverpool, there's Man City twice, there's United. I'm just
listen. I'm not really bothered about Liverpool that much. Arsenal in a place where if it is a top 4 race, Arsenal in a place where they can afford to lose 3-4 games and still make the top 4 confident, even 5 games and still make, because the problem is not really about the form of Arsenal. Arsenal is undoubtedly the best team in the Premier League this season. But beyond that is the form of the chasing pack. Arsenal were 4 points ahead of Man City at one point, and people say, oh, they will catch up. Then they drop points. They drop. They lose. And just when you think, oh, Newcastle is the next team that is going to come, they will cut to the lead shot. Arsenal drew with them. They almost lost yesterday or drew that game yesterday, but okay, good, they won. But then just when you think that they are picking up momentum, Manchester United showed up out of nowhere. And now they've got the game in hand. They win the game. So the thing is, that time when is your time, when the universe aligned for you, it's no longer just what you do that makes things happen. It is also what happened to other people. Impediment will just rise. That's how Leicester won the league title now. There'll just be impediment in the way of other people. Just this person will call it sick, that person. Yeah. That year where you want to win the best staff in the office, yes, you will put in your effort. They will see your effort. But then some people will just begin to fall short. Some people will begin to fall short, make one mistake, get one query, not turn up, from family issue. They will stay in the hospital for a week or 3 days, and all that will count in your favor, because in the whole calendar year, 365 days, or except remove all the off days and all the breaks or weekend, you are the most consistent and most effective. And then when they check all the KPIs, you are on top. That's exactly what's happening with Arsenal. Have Arsenal played an incredible brand of football this season? Yes. Have they tactically mastered all their opposition? No. Have they made mistakes compared to others? They made the least mistake. The game in which Arsenal didn't turn up this season, there's only one game Arsenal didn't turn up this season, and that was the game against Manchester United. And Thomas Partey was not in that game. So you could strike an equilibrium and say, okay, the balance of this team is Thomas Partey. But then again, probably they've also learned from that, because it seems like after the Manchester United game, the Arsenal team realized that, look, we need this badly. And I think that one of the biggest springboard for Arsenal is how they missed out on the top 4 last season. It's helped them to not take any opposition for granted. And then there are a lot of opposition from last season and the seasons before that they needed to win. Brentford was one of them. Beat them at the beginning of last season. They needed to show to Brentford that, hey, last season was a fluke. Don't make it a habit of thinking that you can always beat us. Newcastle was one team that also made it impossible for them to make the top 4 last season. That this season, Newcastle is also better this season compared to last season. But they've also shown that, look, you're lucky that we really didn't have a bench. We could have won that game. Now, you see the Spurs. They lost to Spurs. They lost to Palace. And they beat Palace 1 game this season. They beat Spurs over 2 games this season. The only team they played twice this season. And then you look at Chelsea. These are places that they normally would play. Teams that they normally would play, they will drop points. They will lose games. But it's changed. And guess what? It just seems like the universe is working for Arsenal. Just when Man City were upping their momentum and it seems like it's going to go well, the game against Arsenal was postponed.
Yeah.
That game, they could have beaten Arsenal and shoulders would have been dropped. Probably Arsenal going to lose the next game after that one. And then the story begins, oh, we're not title contenders. We are just chasing top four. That's where the story would have stayed. Now they are 8 points. Arsenal plays, Arsenal play next game is Man United, right?
Yeah, I think Manchester United.
They play Man United.
Yeah,
Hypothetically.
Liverpool.
Okay, they play Liverpool. Okay, they play Liverpool. Hypothetically, let's say, I don't want to say Arsenal will lose to Liverpool, but it's possible. It's not cast in stone. Hypothetically, they lose to Liverpool. They play against Manchester United. They get a draw. And then they play against Man City. They also get a draw. Or they lose all three. They are still within 1 point. And you don't know what's going to happen with the other people's result. The other result might still work in their favor. That's the point that I'm making about Arsenal season. Yes, they played well. Yes, everybody who matters have stayed fit. The ones that used to smoke banner that gets into trouble, people like Granit Xhaka have stayed sane. Yesterday, I thought Granit Xhaka was going to get a red card, like run, after the game. But I mean, very, very unusual. So those little things that have worked in their favor are some of the things you look at and you say to yourself, this could just be the days, okay? The last time Arsenal won the title, and then some things are just happening in their favor, right? There's no team that have lost the title having the point that Arsenal have at game 16. It's only one team have lost the title with that number of points, 43 or so, if I'm not mistaken. That's Newcastle. The last time Arsenal won the league title, they played against Spurs at White Hart Lane, and at halftime they went in leading 2-0, right? Unreplied, 2 unreplied goals. They ended the season winning it, unbeaten. I think I don't think they won that game. That day the game ended in the draw, but
they didn't come out.
Good. But at the end of the day, Arsenal ended up winning the league title. All of the elements, all of the things that you look at for football are aligning for them. Would they go on to win it? I am still sitting on the fence. I'm still on the edge because I think that, to be very honest, Erik ten Hag have the best squad in the Premier League alongside Manchester City. So my football education is saying to me, judge football based on the principles of football. There are still about 20 games more to go, and there could be injuries, there could be this. So I'm not one of those who's getting excited over the top. I've seen this before. Arsenal have been 12 points ahead before, and they lost the title. What's it called? Carlo Ancelotti in Italy have been 16 points over the competition before, and they lost the title. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm not a student of the game. The fans can get excited, but I'm not. I still think that Arsenal best position is second or third. But if they win it, well, it's like 2016. But let's read some of the messages. Mr. Smiles, he said, good morning, Lebota, good morning to you. And he went on to say, miss you guys. And Ten Hag, Red Devils cooking. Well, been cooking for a while under the radar. Okay. Daily Man, I say, looks, let's cook. I miss you guys. Okay, good. Mr. Smith say, 1 loss in 19 games. Yeah, that's a good one. Daily Man, he said, if Dubai owners get United will be a great force, I reckon. The question is the owner, the Glazers willing to sell? Why would they sell their club right now? The Manchester United for me is a good business right now. Why would they sell it? Mr. Smile say, you get sense. I know rate these Spurs as big team. Okay. Deliman says Spurs are a joke. And then Mr. Smile says, Pedri uses class, Busquets, he did teach him well. Gavi, Sef, Sabi, I agree. The entire Barcelona team, they were in another world yesterday. I mean, they could touch that ball. They could actually play that game for 5 hours and still be tossing Real Madrid around. I'm sure Carlo Ancelotti will be saying to himself, what happened? I mean, it was Yemi Osinbajo yesterday. Where we, you know, by it is football, sometimes when it bounces well for you, it just bounces well. Mr. Smith say they might not score as much as Musiala and the likes, but they can control a midfield. I agree with you. Mr. Smith said Felix knows how to play, but Chelsea is doing too much at this point. I agree with you as well on that one. Deleman, I say I would not say Chelsea are wasting money because they actually have a depleted squad, and there is a tendency Chelsea ends woefully in position in the league, and this may not attract the very best. Okay, so all these players are coming to come and play non-Champions League, non-Europa, non-Conference League. No problem. It's good. Anyway, Daily Mail says by the end of the season, they would need a team because they still have to sell. Well, it's not depending on the people who wants to buy their player. Daily Mail said Chelsea has a lot of dead players presently. They need to go and sell them off. Okay, I agree with you. Chelsea also need to beef up their midfield. That's my point. You're not focusing on the area where you have real need. You're buying players in area where you have surplus. Okay, Sharp Boy Egwaje says Ben White is 50 million, right? Ferran 14 says, greetings, my people. I think Mudryk was a big miss, but I'm glad we did not go beyond how we valued him. Arsenal should just stick to this blueprint and not upset what they are building. Right, I agree with you on that one. Ferran 14 said, that said, we need depth. I agree with you 100% on the depth matter. Otuya Martin says, bros, we all know this is Arteta's fourth season. He didn't succeed immediately. At some point, he also bought players that didn't work and were expensive. I can't remember. No, he didn't buy Nicolas Pepe. That was Nou Emery. I can't recall any expensive player that Arteta bought that didn't work.
Yeah.
The one player that he bought that didn't work, that has not worked, okay, is Sibi Lokonga. And I think that player is not going to work. It doesn't look like a player that would improve. Every other player that is bought have come extremely good, better than what is expected. I mean, nobody expected Ben White to be this good. Nobody expected Ramsey to be goalkeeper of the season, kind of put up goalkeeper of the season kind of performance. This performance that he's putting in, this is candidate for goalkeeper of the season if there is any award for that. Nobody expected Martin Odegaard to come in and become the leader of the orchestra and become the engine room of all engine room commander. Come on, this boy is lightweight. Come on. But that has happened. Nobody expected. He didn't buy Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey, I think he came under Nou Emery.
Yeah.
And nobody also expected that Granit Xhaka is calamity week by week. Nobody expected that calamity would turn leader all of a sudden. And let's be fair, Bukayo Saka and Martinelli, who's going to depend on that? Which team in the Premier League, history of the Premier League in 30 years, have lined up a front line of 3 academy players? Yeah. Me, Martinelli, Saka, Edin Ketia, over the course of how many games? And they are winning each of the game apart from the one they drew against Newcastle. Let's not deceive ourselves and pretend like, Arteta have done wrong. And it wasn't an immediate success, but he won the FA Cup in his first 6 months in charge of the club. So you give him that credit. And then we all agreed before Arteta came. It's not this is not an Arteta thing. We all agreed that Arsenal was a club in decay, like serious decay. So what he's done is do a proper overhaul. Unfortunately, the reverse is the case with Chelsea. I can't agree that there's a new owner, they're trying to settle in. But Chelsea has star players, big players. And when Arteta was buying players in position where they have need. And they even have to delay. Last January, for instance, you let Aubameyang go, you kept Lacazette, you didn't buy. And I know now, when I look back, I realize why they didn't do that. If they had gone in January to buy a player, and that player helped them to get into the top 4, they would have kept Lacazette. Because it would have been like the team achieved it. They would have kept Lacazette, who becomes a liability to the team. But they needed to say, okay, you Lacazette, prove yourself. If you can't, then you will go. Whatever he's doing in France, now that's his business. It's not my business. I think that Arteta have managed the situation, spent wisely with the team, and has done well, incredibly well, just like Erik ten Hag is doing. He's managed a crisis that would have blown every other coach away. Cristiano Ronaldo is an atomic bomb. But he managed it in such, man, I got mad love and respect for Erik ten Hag. That's how a coach does. Learning from Pep Guardiola is also really good because now top 3 managers in the Premier League, are Pep Guardiola, Mykhailo Mudryk, and Erik ten Hag. All of them are in that circle. 2 of them are the boys of Pep Guardiola. What else again do you want? Like, what else again do you need him to do as a coach? It's not only use players to win titles, it's also train coaches that are now really title contenders, winning things. And then let's not forget Julian Nagelsmann in the German Bundesliga and the rest of them. Okay. Baba J619 says, bros, Rando. Martin Otoya said Newcastle came back from relegation. They have been together for a long period, so there is cohesion and togetherness. That's not really the thing. People use that, but the quality of their players are down. Okay, Otia said Chelsea are buying for the future. Fofana, Cucurella, and co are young players. They will sell them. Sterling, Pulisic, maybe Harvard. Okay, let's hope so. Martin, you're sounding like you're sucking. 5 million more is not overpriced. Okay, it's overpriced, bro. 5 million more is overpriced. If you have a Camry that is set at 4 million, and then you now put additional 2 million, and you go and buy that Camry for 6 million, bro, it's overpriced. If you even buy it for 5 million, when it's supposed to be 4 million, it's overpriced. 5 million more is overpriced. Let's not deceive ourselves. You are a Chelsea fan, you would obviously defend it, but it is true that it's overpriced. You as a Chelsea fan, do you think that Mykhailo Mudryk is the player that Chelsea need? That's a question that you're not answering. Is that the player that they need? When Manchester United bought Anthony, everybody was complaining that they spent too much money. And when they bought Lisandro Martinez, they said they spent too much money. No, they didn't, because they signed players in their position of need, and then they went on to go get the binder of them all, Casemiro. And Casemiro came in and turned the team into this team that is, because every team needs that stabilizer. Okay, a stabilizer in the team, and that's what he brought. Chelsea have not gotten a stabilizer in that team. Chelsea have not got they were playing. Who did they play this weekend? They were playing Crystal Palace and hanging on for dear life.
I think one thing Chelsea are doing now is they're looking like they're signing Mykhailo Mudryk to be like the magic man. And the truth of the matter is
the next Hazard, right?
The truth of the matter is, apart from Eden Hazard and last season Raphinha, one player doesn't naturally work in the Premier League for club football. Apart from Robbie Keane for Ireland, that worked well. One player does the work for the whole team. But for club football, it's very, very different. Mykhailo Mudryk can be the next Hazard.
My problem is, who would block the hemorrhaging when the opposition is attacking them? That's also what Spurs doesn't have in that midfield. Who will set him free? Yes, he's a runner. He's the Usain Bolt. But who will give him the baton to run and finish the race? Those are some of the things that Chelsea needs to check. But like they say, I want to go with Martins here. They are building for the future. But that future, they are 10 points away from relegation. Let's not forget that. 10 points. That's 4 straight defeats, and they are there. Even when they won this weekend, somehow they still find themselves 10 points. So it's some funny things that we're not looking at. I'm not saying Chelsea is going to get relegated. Chelsea is one of the most successful teams in the last 20 years, so you don't even expect that to happen anyway. Finally, he said, I am very impressed with this, your man analysis. Great talking point. He's a great guy. We always know he's a great guy. We just keep putting the pressure on him to grow. Finally, for this, say, who would you take, Zaha or Pepe? The two of them are shit. I can't take anyone. I'll take rubbish players. Baba J619 said, boss, who do you think Arsenal should sign? Who, now that we've lost our primary target to Chelsea? I think from the get-go, I've always said that if I was the one deciding who to sign, I need a centre forward more than I need a winger. And the player that I will go for is Thomas Thuram, Leandro Thuram's son. People might not see reason with me on that one, but sometimes you just need a player that will help you win dirty. Cross the ball into the net and he knocks the ball. He's big. He's a different kind of force. He brings something different from what we have. One of the things with Arsenal is, obviously, Mikel Arteta is creating a team that is reminiscent of the best of Pep Guardiola's team. Ball jugglers, players that can play in tight spaces, players that can run after the ball. That's why he would always play Eddie Nketiah. Might not be one skillful player, might not be one, great player, but his grit is very, very high. His work rate is very, very high. He's full of graft and grit and all that. But Arsenal also need a player that when they want to turn to route one, like against Newcastle, if they had a route one player, they would have won that game. So you need that kind of player, because after this season, coaches would have mastered the 18 or 2 about Arsenal. People would double pad Odegaard more next season. People would fence the side against Saka and what's it called? So let's look at tactically, let's look at what happened yesterday. Against Spurs in the first half, the reason Spurs didn't win that game, didn't get any result in that game, was Ryan Sessegnon.
Yeah.
Now, Ryan Sessegnon thought that Bukayo Saka, I don't understand. You live in England, you watch this guy play every day, and you don't have sense. Thought that Bukayo Saka is nothing, that he can just be going forward. His job is to bump forward. After all, they always win Arsenal at White Hart Lane. Bump forward and help the attack. I created a gap. That now made Langley to shift and open that middle. Now, if you look at the 2 goals that Arsenal scored, was because Ryan Sessegnon was not in his position. But flip the script to the second 45. Sessegnon decided to stay back. Remember, Romero or whatever was marking Martinelli, was closing him up from start to finish. That was why Martinelli was not able to be a threat first half or second half and eventually got substituted. If only Ryan Sessegnon played to that script and stayed back and not bumped forward unnecessarily, maybe Arsenal would have won that game. Maybe would have ended in a draw. Maybe Spurs would have been a little bit more lucky and won the game, and same traffic would have continued. That's just the point. And those little, football is a game of magic. Those little tactical nuisance or mistake can be the difference. Remember, as good as Arsenal play, the man of the match is Aaron Ramsdale.
Yeah.
Meaning that Spurs were not really as bad as people want to talk about. But hey, they didn't score, so it looks like they were bad. They were not really that bad. If your goalkeeper is the man of the match in a game where you dominated that much, then it tells that the opposition really weren't that bad. But hey, it was that tactical blindness or stupidity in the first half that gave Arsenal the edge. And thank God they took their chances. And then what's it called? Ugochukwu Ilori was on those giving days. Okay?
But I think Antonio Conte just played anti-attacking. Like, why would you bench Perisic? For me, I don't think, like you said, Sessegnon was playing our position. Perisic likes to bomb forward, but he also knows.
Yes, he was very intelligent.
He's very intelligent. And more so, I think they should have started Bissouma in that game to be more aggressive. So I heard that Martinelli because Højbjerg is a defensive midfielder, but we know that.
I think why they put Højbjerg was because he got the reach of pass. And to beat Arsenal, because Arsenal do the high press, I would give Conte some slack on that one. Arsenal do the high press. You want a player, when they retrieve the ball, they give it to him, he could split the ball. Kulusevski was expected to be a good crosser of the ball. But unfortunately, even though Zinchenko was not in form, but it was just a leash on him. Like, it was a problem to him. He just there was blanketing him and, moving around him like a bat in nocturnal animal in the night. And it was difficult for him to just make progress. Let's go. There's so many comments that we need to do. We'll extend this show by 30 minutes anyway. Precious MNK001 says, boss, who do you think would be a good manager for Chelsea? Because I don't believe in this Englishman at Chelsea. I think that they should go for Zidane. They should try as much as possible to get Zidane. One, it will bring discipline and organization. But I don't know if Zidane is really a coach that wants to work with young players. Okay, because judging by Madrid, it's not the kind of guy that wants to work with small children. He wants to work with star players that can think the way he's thinking, or people that are on the same wavelength with him. But I think Zidane will bring sanity to that dressing room and class as well. Esteban Mendes, he said one thing is signing a player that's doing well presently. Another thing is signing a player that their ability coincide with what your squad is currently lacking. I agree with you. Princess Dominica says Chelsea need a very good creator like Fabregas. Okay, Ferran Torres says this year sports analysis is so apt. This year sports analysis is so apt. People say they have been on the up for years. Still wins nothing. Even Arsenal won FA Cup. Thank you very much. Dangerous, Mr. E. Welcome back. Up Gunners. Thank you very much. Akbaz Baba finally with you. He said, bros, nice having you back. Back at Madrid, had to play football. I am happy as a back fan. Arsenal for the title. I won't stop saying it too. Yes, I agree with you. You've been saying this since the beginning, but I'm still very careful. Greg Okonji, he said, bros, watching you from Melbourne, Australia. Ooh, my regards to my sister and all the kangaroos over there. Yeah, I know I'm going to Australia is on my bucket list. I will go there and just go and visit, okay, and see a country where they move a house on a trailer. The only country in the world where they move houses from trailer. My regards to you.
And then you'll be tomorrow. Well, we'll still be today.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing. Farmer Gregory say, I'm also in Melbourne. Okay, Mona to collide. You guys should meet and design Elegbete or Sports Buffet t-shirt, wear it together, snap a picture, put it on Instagram or Twitter, and tag me. Please, you guys should meet in your DM, collide in your DM, and roast some kangaroo. It's a national animal. When I not go roast kangaroo, they'll deport now. Daily Man, I say, no, they play United, okay? They don't play Liverpool. That's Arsenal. Arsenal play United Nest. Arsenal is playing Man United Nest. Okay, Shawboy Egwaji, he said they play Man U. Arsenal play Man United. Jesus Christ. Man City play Spurs. Okay, that's another wahala. Man City should just beat Spurs. Even though I don't want Man City winning because that's a threat, but they should just beat Spurs and continue to make them go down that. I can no go straight from I can no bend. If you don't grow up or you know understand what I just talk sharp. What's it called? the Melbourne people, you should hook up what Sports Buffet and Elevated TV has brought together. No match said that this friendship should last too. Okay, Mr. Tallman, he said, bros, you sabi this thing, I bet. Collect your flower. Thank you very much, boss. God bless you. Daily Man, I said, this thing you said is what Ten Hag also said. He said the fans can get excited, but he won't. And that's a very, very good way to go about it. Because you have to understand the competition and not lose focus. Put your eye on the ball. Because a little miss, you can lose everything. Mostly 101 is say morning, bros. Good morning to you. Today is really exciting. It's good to be back. The Grill, another super excellent grill maker on the Ikeja axis. If you are around Alausa area, passport office area, that's the guy to go to when you need. And then they deliver anywhere across Lagos as well. The Grill on Instagram. So search for him, jumping on his DM. You want to surprise that babe, that guy. You want to say thank you to somebody. You want to give them a package launch. Just pre-order and you get your delivery. Well done. Well, I've made up my mind to advertise a lot of small businesses this year. So I'm going to be doing that for anybody who wants me to talk about their businesses on my show. I don't have a boss that will cut my salary. So I think I should be able to do that for the first quarter of the year. The Grill says, good morning, bros. Good morning to you. My joy this morning is how my darling Arsenal is taking every step in the right direction, despite all the disadvantages in the squad. Thank you very much. Mr. Tallman, Sapphire, I don't know, is there fire burning somewhere? I don't know. Diliman, I say, bro, Arteta is outstanding. Yes. And then he said he has to take his flowers as well. Absolutely, I agree with you. Tactically, he's a good coach, and he's put the team together. The way he's made the team playing together, united, and the team also work for each other is something that I love. It's greater achievement as an Arsenal manager will not be the title that he won, but what he's done with Granit Xhaka and the way he's been able to use those academy players to play and look in the eyes of some of the biggest players, biggest name in the game, and turn them into superstars is something that I would always remember him from. Chooks, my brother from another mother, I say, good morning, Elegote, good morning to you. Biko, what's going on with Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool? Okay. Also, would you say it's the same thing happening with Chelsea, which is long list of injuries? I think two of them have injuries, so we can give them a bye. For Chelsea, I think a whole lot of factors come together. One, the injuries. Two, poor coach. An English coach will never win you anything, so it's not a new thing. Then there is the new owners coming in, the factor of the new owner. And this is the first time a new owner is coming in and they are sweeping the entire boardroom out without, proper handover, proper transition time and all that. So all of those is a problem. In any kind of business, that would definitely be a problem. So let's give Chelsea the time. And let's be very, very honest. I don't want to think that Chelsea deserve any bantering, that anybody's bantering them right now. Chelsea in the last 20 years have been the most successful club in England. So they deserve a little bit of respite. If they go 2-3 seasons and then nothing is going well, you can banter them. But for just one season or two, I think we should take it slow. I know that there's a desire to always banter people, but sometimes you just look at the reality of things and say to yourself, there is no club in the world that would have done better under the circumstances that they are in. So give them a little bit of credit, cut them some slacks. I'm not sure that Chelsea are going to get relegated, let's be honest. They are still going to grind their way out. Eventually, this coach gets fired. But if they don't fire the coach, then that's the beginning of their downfall, right? Jamara underscore Resources Limited says, what a season for us Arsenal fans. You guys are having fun. But then again, I asked one of my pastor friends that was excited yesterday. I said, how would it be if this season and Arsenal doesn't win the title? Let me ask you, Benedict. How would it be if this season and Arsenal doesn't win the title? Because the season started with Arsenal fans just wanting top four. Now, top four have become like taken for granted. I know it's still 8 wins and a draw away from top four guaranteed, but I think they're going to get it. Out of 20 games, they're going to get it. But how would it be like in the season ends, Arsenal doesn't even win the title and maybe they end in third or fourth? Would it be a disappointment?
I think it's very good to push your luck. Very, very good. But it's going to be to determine to some section of people who feel that this is going to be their year. This is going to be our year. But right now, if you consider all the factors, it can't just be their year because point gap, games played, teams remain.
But what if it doesn't turn out to be their year?
I think it's going to be.
Would it be a disappointment
to some section?
Well, if you have a say on that one, you can. If you have an opinion on that one, you can have your say. Tell me what you think. Jamara Poor Resources Limited, they say grinding steadily to the last game of the season. There is still a long way. Arsenal have not reached halfway even in the season. Shooks, to say it's worldwide knowledge that Mudryk has been twerking for Arsenal for months now. Won't it cause some dressing room issues with other players he wasn't even smiling during the unveiling. I don't think it will come. I mean, footballers, see, when it comes to the dressing room, these guys know that it's a job. Aubameyang was playing for Arsenal, scoring against Chelsea. Now he's playing for Chelsea. Even was the only person who went to do a video, jibing Arsenal before Arsenal played them in that game where Arsenal beat them. So footballers know that this is a job. It is the fans that see it differently. But in this case, the fans can understand because he never jibed Chelsea, never said anything against Chelsea. Chelsea came in. Chelsea fans and their players should feel excited that the one player that Arsenal targeted completely, 100% for this. In short, the two players that seems to be headed for Arsenal have ended up at Chelsea. But then again, no need to be excited because this is a tradition that Chelsea know how to do. This is not something new. Okay, we're 10 o'clock now, but we've got 30 more minutes to go on this one. So let's have some fun. What's it called? Daily Man says, God, you sabi ball. I beg. They need a different profile of striker at Arsenal and Thuram. You mentioned just fits in so well. I wanted that guy at Man United. Thank you very much, bro. Musti 101, he say, I greet you, bros. I greet you as well. Shabai Gaja, say, I'm in Melbourne. Okay. The Melbourneites are all here. You people are gathering now. It's about time I put you all together and we start creating content from Melbourne. But it's just Melbourne, they know they do football. What we'll start having is cricket and rugby and All Blacks and all those things there. Otuya Mati say, because of my brother and his kids, make Arsenal win the title. I don't want a sympathy title. I want a title that is well deserved. If they don't win it, they don't win it. If they win it, they win it. Okay, here it says, as for me, Arsenal do not need to spend big to strengthen. They should get Trossard of Mitoma of Brighton at lesser price. Yeah, that Trossard is also a good one, but I think that they're going to wait to the end of the season. Chooks says, Abi Elebatabiko, talk about business. Chooks Interiors. Okay, Chooks Interiors is the best place. As the name goes, Chooks Interiors, just search for him on Instagram. It's the best place you go to if you want to buy chair. We are my Igbo brothers. There is a lot of those chairs that you like, okay? Those chairs that you like. And those of you in the abroad, you want to help your family change their furniture at home, since the economy here is not too good and your dollars are more powerful than our naira, you can do a surprise for them and help them. Office chairs, house chairs, furnitures, interiors, anything within the interior space you want to redesign your house. That house that you're building in Nigeria that you want to pack in, Chooks Interior is a guy to go to. Will give you a very good price and quality product that come from Italy and some of the best places in the world where furnitures are made. So it's not just some Abura and our own design, but it's something good. Otuya Amati saying, now why I respect you, you will say it as it is. Chelsea have been through so much, right? Thank you very much for that, bro. I am Mr. Senna says, if Arsenal doesn't win the title, I will be heartbroken because my hopes have soared. But so long as we finish in top four, this mission is accomplished. Thank you very much. Ferran Torres say, for now, we'll be disappointed with anything less than the top two. But if we are still top by match ending, we'll be disappointed if we don't win the title. Akbas Baba, he said, if Arsenal ends up not winning the title, it will be a disappointment for me. I love the way they play. Arsenal are winning against Manchester United. Come this weekend, I will bet on that. Okay, that's a good one. Ayawande Samuel, he said, if Arsenal does not win the title, they will be very disappointed because this is the best opportunity they have. Liverpool is out of form and Man City have been playing inconsistent. Thank you very much for that. Let me go to my people out there on YouTube. And you guys thought I forgot you? No, not today when I have this much number of people. I'm going to start from where I stopped. The Olari, what you say? Yeah, Alabata is back. Lord Mayor, he said, the many Chelsea don't hijack Drogba, Mykhailo Kante, many more. Chelsea, not always problem to Arsenal for transfer market. What people don't know was that Hazard was actually meant to go to Arsenal, but then Chelsea hijacked it. Sharad Philip, Michael Ballack, Juan Mata, Gonzalo Higuain. There's a whole lot of players that Chelsea have hijacked from Arsenal. But hey, somebody talks, bullshit works. I mean, if you don't have money, you don't have money. I mean, you know how many times I wanted to rent a very good quality house and somebody else goes and pay immediately while I'm still negotiating with the landlord or the agent. I say, hey, can we do it this way? Can I pay this now? And then later I pay this one. And then Somebody else have already paid. Then by the time you call the agent or the landlord, he says somebody done the still. The house on that's not even day 1 month now. So that's nothing you can do. It's life. Overtaking is allowed in life. Okay. I want to say so. This is the best opportunity they have because next season would be this way. Next season would be well. Let next season come first. We'll talk about it. Okay. The line what you say, Chelsea have loads of history of hijacking. It's all good. Let Arsenal just keep mute till they sign the players like they did Fabio. It's not always going to be like that. It's not Arsenal that will be talking. It's this is our transfer work. The selling club, once they realize that they can make money, they will be the ones to leak information to the media, and that information is going to go out to be used. You're telling me that as I did and also. If my connection within some of the, like let's say Victor Osimhen, a club is coming for him, they're negotiating, they're always going to negotiate quietly. And Victor Osimhen reached out to me say, bros, Barcelona and Real Madrid, they negotiate for me, they don't call me. Are you telling me that I'm going to keep quiet and not say it? Hey, so that Fabrizio Romano will beat me to it and you put us at the amateurs, Fabrizio Romano. I would say it, I will even do video. That's the way it works. That's the way media works. So once that leak is out and Napoli wants to make more money from the they would even tell you that there are 12 unnamed club and then 2 named club. And then everybody's running around. Real Madrid, Barcelona are looking for this player. Then this player must be the next best thing. Oh, yeah, let everybody. Well, that's the conversation. So it's not like Arsenal comes out and say, my people, on your mask, get set, go. Now the player will they go now? Will they go negotiate to? We don't carry our first. Nah, nobody does that. It's just the selling club that wants from the get-go. This is what they want to achieve. Auction. They don't want private transaction. They want auction. They want more money. They want relationship. And then again, let me also say this. Shakhtar Donetsk have a better relationship with Chelsea than they have with Arsenal. Right? And then again, Chelsea seem to be a club that have more money right now and most likely would want to come back to Shakhtar Donetsk for more transfer. The only player that Arsenal have signed for Shakhtar Donetsk is Eduardo da Silva. They've signed William from Shakhtar Donetsk. They have good relationship and all that rapport. So it's just pretty much okay that this happened. But it's not like Arsenal is the one that go out in public and begin to tell people we want to sign Mykhailo Mudryk. But the news will always go out. This is a big transfer. It's not those 5 million, 2 million young academy player. This is a player that is regarded as being the next best team in Europe. So there's nothing anybody can do. Daddy Bayano JP, Justice of the Peace. He said, good morning, Nedafe. The best Bayano chatting from Roman City this weekend. I really enjoy myself from Napoli match, Man United, and my dearly Gunners for doing it again. My Osimhen making me proud here in Italy. Thank you. How do we say? Buongiorno. Yeah, thank you for reaching out to me all the way from Italy. I mean, my Italian is no longer as good as I thought to. I'm learning French now. I'm learning French. I plan to really tour Europe this year, and then something else came, and I don't know what to do. I'm going to ask you guys what your advice is anyway. It's going to be crazy. It's already going to be a crazy year, but we'll see how it goes.
Shortcut, become a Formula 1 driver.
It's still not going to work unless you give me a G650 Gulfstream private jet. Maybe that would be better. A Formula 1 car will still not do it.
You just join the Grand Prix and you go everywhere around the world.
No, not that one. I'll explain it as we go.
You reach United Arab Emirates that even no one goes to on the normal tour. So
don't worry, I would explain it as we go. The other was, he said the things are coming together for Arsenal to win the league. Fingers crossed. Man United are locking around the corner. So Aduni Ramilaka say, boss, do you think Demarai Gray or Trossard will fit in Arsenal? Demarai Gray, no. Demarai Gray is a 10 games player. And let me explain that to you. Demarai Gray is another Nicolas Pepe. Demarai Gray is not a player who wants to improve. He's a 10-game player. Those young players he's another Dele Alli, who think I am good. I don't need to improve. And in my life as an analyst, I've worked with a lot of analysts like that. People who come around and think that they already know it. They just do the platform and then they will talk sports. They're even better than you. You're just lucky to be where you are. So Demarai Gray is that kind of player that will play one game now excellently well. And then before you will see him play like that again, it's another 10 games. And there are a lot of players like that. Jack Wilshere is one of them. Che Walcott is one of them. Unfortunately, Arsenal have had a fair share of those kind of players. I don't think that Demarai Gray is a player that, if Arsenal signed Demarai Gray, I'd be very, very angry and pissed off. Okay, Anthony Martial is another one of them. Jesse Lingard is one of them. If you want a player that will grind in every day, and the best example of that kind of player is a former Manchester United player called Jason Park. That guy is the bomb. Son Heung-min used to be like that, but Son Heung-min, after he did his military service, he became very arrogant and rude. People are not noticing him because he kind of like have this baby faces in himself. Yes, Son Heung-min these days would be insulting his own teammates. Like, he gives him, you know, you see that thing of I am better than you, you know, that superiority complex that come into him because he went to go and do one stupid military service in South Korea. The thing is, you want to be a professional footballer. If you're going to earn your salary every week, every match, every time the contract says so, you also have to show up on the field and perform very well. Demarai Gray is not that kind of player. I don't want to have that kind of player in my team. He's just that's not the kind of guy you want to take to go win championship, to go and compete. That's the kind of guy you take to battle. Just so Demarai Gray, Trossard. Yeah, Trossard is a good player. I think I will go with Trossard in my team, but I don't think I will go do anything with Demarai Gray. Oluseyi Ogundola says, good morning, Alebota. Good morning to you. What is your opinion about Mudryk going to Chelsea? Good luck to him. That's all I can say. Oluseyi says, who do you think Arsenal needs going forward? I think they need Thomas Tuchel to come and battle ram up front in that team, because Arsenal have a lot of players who can play with the ball, players who can also bring in crosses. They don't have a Kevin De Bruyne, but they have a Martin Odegaard, and these guys can cross the ball as best as they can. And Martinelli can also cross the ball. I think that will bring in a good competition. You have three players in Gabriel Jesus, Eddie Nketiah, who's, I mean, he's in my confidence in him now. It's still not there, but you know, you can put him there now.
Still in Marquinhos on the bench for surprises.
Yeah, you know, but no, Marquinhos is for next season. It's definitely for next season. Okay, so I think I'll go with it to Ram for that position for now, my clear cut. And then Michael later said, between Victor Osimhen, Šeško, Vlahovic, and Harry Kane, who do you see as the final piece to give United the next push for the title? I mean, a guaranteed 20 goals a season striker in the league. Jesus Christ. I don't think it's Harry Kane. I think Harry Kane is a spent force now. I think Harry Kane is a spent force. Man United signing Harry Kane will be a mistake. He doesn't have anything to offer anymore. The oil in the drum is empty. That drum has been facing down for a while. Yes, he's still among the top three goal scorers in the Premier League, but if Man United are looking for a striker, this is not a Robin van Persie deal. Okay, this is damaged goods, and I don't think that's what they need. Vlahovic is good, but he's kind of like a Mitrovic to me. Vlahovic is like a Mitrovic who wait for the ball to be delivered to him. Manchester United need runners, need everybody to be getting involved in the action, the way they play, the way the coach plays. And, you know, Anthony, the two Anthony are already playing as shot one when they are on the field. Anthony, the Brazilian Anthony, is good with the ball, but he has a mind of his own. It's not a team player.
Yeah.
He has a mind of his own. He just wants to do what he wants to do. He wants to entertain. He's a talented player. No argument about it. But that's a problem on its own. Then Anthony Martial, when he's on that field, he kind of like carry himself like he's bigger than Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Messi, and the rest of them. And that's a problem. So if you're going to bring in a Vlahovic into that team, I don't know. That doesn't look well. Šeško is good. Victor Osimhen brings in the work. But all the channels that he will run into is where Rashford is going to be in, unless they can find a way for the two of them to play together. I think Victor Osimhen is also a good fit for Manchester United right now because he runs, he fights, he hustles, but he will get a lot of cards in the Premier League. They will target him. That's for sure. What's the other person? Šeško is a good player. I mean, Manchester United signing him, but it looks more like a Liverpool kind of player than a Manchester United kind of player. That's my take on all the players you mentioned. Johnny Gaffar. Johnny, where are you? Yes, Papa. All right, Johnny, how you doing? Good morning, happy new year to you. He said, I can see Victor Osimhen going to Chelsea. They still need a center forward and a couple of center midfielders. Okay. Lord Mayor, Johnny Gaffar, never Chelsea, no get playmaker Osimhen, he not go succeed there. Okay, that is sprinkle the blood of Jesus on Chelsea signing Osimhen. Mario Nathaniel, he said, I also think Chelsea are buying for the future with the kind of a length of contract they are giving them. Mudryk is not a signing for now. Okay, okay. Akpabi Abiodun, I kind of like that Chukwuemeka playing for Chelsea. Sha, let me be honest. I kind of like Gallagher, Chukwuemeka, and if you're the why Gallagher not playing for 90 minutes, that's the thing I'm wondering about. Akakpo Abiodun Kudigapko brother. He said, kudos here for the first time. A great job. Balanced analysis. Thank you very much, bro. Mario Nathaniel, he said they are also going to invest in the midfield, according to report connected to Chelsea, and report also come out that there would be a massive clear out. Yeah, they need the Chelsea need it. So let's see how it goes. Odoni Rameleko says,
I think these are not the kind of things that should be reporting to the media. A massive player. I think players at that point start scrambling for their future.
Let them scramble. They had the chance to do well in the team. They didn't do well. Let them get out.
Play too much. That kind of thing.
I don't know being paid salary. So if you're living well, if you're playing well, nobody's talking. It's not talking massive clear out. No. If Man United talking massive clear out, you're not doing well. You're not doing well. Football not be. Football is not beauty. Is in the eye of the beholder. Yeah. Football is reality. As you play on the same. As they pay them, you go to sweet house. That's how they be. So if you're not doing what you're not doing, Chelsea wants to clear the just say a top club. And if you want to play for Chelsea, you need to be ready. You need to already come. Not be for Chelsea that they teach you how to play football. You need to already come. You need to come with a fight. You need to be a Drogba. You need to be what's that guy? No, that's Brazilian that play for Spain. Diego Costa. You need to come with a fight. I don't come to Chelsea and you want to learn how to play football. No. Stop it. It doesn't work like that. Like I said, two trenches club will be facing each other this weekend. We used to be there to make them enjoy their time. Okay. AEO Sports Agency say welcome back. I say thank you very much. Odin Ramileka say so how Pep Guardiola's apprentice are battling to stop him off the top position this week. Maran Nathan is doing them one outshine their master, which is against the 48 laws of power anyway. Never rule number 1, 48 laws of power, never outshine your master. But in football, that rule does not work. They don't read the memo. Deja Biona, he said, Baba, let's banter Chelsea now. Then Figo pick form later. Well, I'm not really a banter king. And for me to banter you, you must have serially failed. I don't have, especially I'm an Arsenal fan. So, shame the day. You can't be riding a keke na pep and you be laughing at somebody Ferrari that break down on the road.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying? Even a dead Ferrari will buy 100 keke na pep. So me, again, this is my job. I'm an analyst. I can't just go out there and banter Chelsea. If you want to banter them, that's you. But I'm saying me, I can't banter Chelsea. There is no grounds to banter them. Like, they have not failed. They are not a failed project. This Arsenal that we're all excited about, it's been 19 years. It's been a long time coming, this rebuild. Since they moved to the Emirates, we did this is the season. This is even the whole of this excitement of this season. Arsenal, we've seen this type of excitement before. This is not the first time. Even this Arteta have gone 13 games unbeaten before, right? So it's not like anything has been won. I can't banter Chelsea. I think that Chelsea in England are the most successful club in the last 20 years. So they deserve that respect. As good as City have been, I think that Chelsea have still been more successful than them in the last 20 years. City and Liverpool combined. So I really just can't see the reason why I can banter them, right? Odin Rameleko say if Arsenal didn't win the league, but City did, I would not be disappointed. Top 4 secured, but if United did, he go pay me. Show he said, good morning, Alagbata. I missed your show throughout last week. The show wasn't here. I kept checking your page to be part of the show, but you never showed up. Nice to have you back. Thank you very much. Pedro Olua Tamilori says, please don't write off Manchester United. I've never written them off. As a matter of fact, I said from the beginning of the season, if there's a team that can wrestle the title out of Man City, it's Man United. Arsenal is just a surprise on the road. Okay? He said never write off Manchester United from the EPL. If Arsenal slacks up a little, they'll regret it. Deja Biona, I say, Oga, I beg, no mention to Ram name before Chelsea go hijack the deal again. And then Lord Mayor said, Gary Neville, they say Arsenal will finish third, Man United second, and Man City, according to him. That's his opinion, and I'm going to respect it. I'm not going to try to fight him, but it's entitled to his opinion. Now, let me come to the point where I explain to you guys who have not been around. for a while now. And okay, so normally we went on break before Christmas, which radio, they say radio don't go on break. No, I'm different. Radio go on break. As a matter of fact, going forward, we will always have 1 month break in this organization. 1 month break. Let's rest. Why we go crazy about walking and doing all these things? Let's have 1 month break. Now, having said that, I also think that this year we're going to have more people in the studio doing their thing. And don't forget that TSL, the Sports Lounge, is now a 2-hour show on Saturdays, okay, from 10 a.m. to 12. And this past Saturday was fantastic. I think that we have the best analysts in the world on this radio station. We might not do the shows like all the shows every single day, but when we show up, we beat anything that the competition have to throw up. Having said that, selling and being arrogant, and I'm very, very unapologetic about my arrogance and my pride. Let me say this. So if you follow me very well, you know my days in Brilla up until now, as a former player of the Nigerian Professional Football League, I've always advocated for Nigerian media to, you know, be the one that will drive the renaissance or the revolution or the rise of the Nigerian League. I've written paper, I've made presentation. I practically traveled to every club that I played in the Nigerian Premier League in the last 15 years to do a presentation on them, on how we should go digital, how we should use media to drive the league. And events have happened from, you know, from the days of Obaseki to Baribote to Owumi, and then Undukara Rabod, then Shewudiko, and then this current group now that are running it. And somehow it just so happened that I was called up to come and produce the league matches, okay, star matches of the weekend, produce it for broadcast. We actually were supposed to be in Jos on Thursday, Thursday, and then produce the Eyimba versus Nasarawa game on Saturday, and produce the Plateau United versus 3SC game on Sunday. But something happened. Okay, we agreed in terms, we negotiated, we agreed on terms and everything. I even had to raise 2 million naira to buy flight ticket ahead because there's no like regular traffic of flights to Plateau. So we bought that ticket ahead just to get a seat on the plane because we're taking a crew of 35 people to Plateau, to Plateau State. And you know that because there was no time to prepare, like get all the graphics and all the design, it was going to be a crazy walk. But unfortunately, match day one, the one that was played in Uyo, Aqua United versus Benin Lishans, and Benin Lishans won 2-0. Another company had produced it, and the production is not the problem. The broadcast was on NTA. So after we agreed, we were called to do this on Wednesday. By Thursday, we negotiated, we agreed terms. And then by that same Thursday, the organizers of the league now found out, or the sponsors of the league now found out that their broadcasters, the people that would take the signal, NTA, have a program for the time of the matches. So they were scampering for another one. They reached out to AIT, and AIT was asking for 24 million to carry the signal. Yeah. And it was too much. Okay. The budget was 4 million for those 2 games. So it was too much. We're trying to get Silverbird. Silverbird said they will put it on their local Silverbird, not the one on DSTV. Nobody watched that one. So they will struggle. By the time we were on this from 10 a.m. in the morning up until very late in the night, about 3 a.m. or so, we're still on it, trying to 3 a.m. now on Friday morning. We're still trying to get it done, but we couldn't strike a deal. And then the organizers, the league people said that they are not comfortable with just YouTube and Facebook. Which we suggested, okay, 24 million, which is 12 million per game to carry just the signal. We produce, they carry signal. You can't question them. That's their own price. You can't question their price tag. It's business. It's not free. Okay. In other words, their TV stations are supposed to pay to carry the league, but this is how the league has become. So I've been on them to say, look, listen, guys, I can make your game marketable to a point where these TV stations will now be paying money to make it happen. So we've been on that. We're working on it. This is practically, apart from fatherhood, getting married, this is practically going to be like the most difficult job I've ever done in my life. And I've done quite a lot of jobs. I've built an airport runway in Escravos, supervised that one. I've coached crazy boys. I have a school where I teach. And I've done a whole lot of jobs. I went to Europe on my own to go play football. You know, I've done a whole lot of things. Stayed in the hospital for 11 months with my leg hanging up, and I'm still working. But this is practically going to be like the most difficult thing I've ever done, because not only are we now saddled with responsibility to produce this game, there is, okay, the old guard, the people who think that this my idea is a stupid idea, are going to work very, very hard to make sure it doesn't see the light of the day. So there's going to be controversy, there's going to be criticism, there's going to be a whole lot without understanding the complexities of what we're dealing with. The good thing is I already prepared my mind for it. You know why? Because I'm the best of both worlds. I've been on the terrestrial side. I worked there for 13 years plus. Now I'm on the digital side. I'm going to show the way out that this is going to work. It's all hands on deck. It's a crazy, crazy, crazy mission. But this, I won't lie, is what I have prayed for all my life. I've seen people say that you should go and become an NFF president, you should become a future minister of sports. Those are nothing in my plan. I've always wanted to be the guy who sits behind the scene and make it happen. I helped Nigeria win Olympic bronze medal in 2016 in football. I wasn't in the picture. That's the kind of thing that I've always wanted to do. This, again, I want to be the Quincy Jones to Michael Jackson's Thriller. I want to be the Steven Spielberg to a blockbuster. I want to be the Spike Lee to a blockbuster. That's just what I want to be. Or the Ryan Coogler to a Black Panther. It's my dream. And so for those people who like, you should go and become a sports minister, you can't do, nah, that's not mine. I'm not a frontline man. This is the biggest frontline that I'll be. Yeah. So that's the job. And it's not limited to me alone. Guys, let me say this. I've always said that I'm not going to jackpot. A lot of people think I'm stupid. And people keep telling my wife that your husband is deceiving you. I've always believed that a country's greatness is built with the hands of the people of that country. And that's exactly where we are right now. This task is not just me. So when we do this thing, critique it, but be constructive about it. But at the same time, if you have any suggestion that will make it work, don't hold back on us. Give us that suggestion. We will try. Pending when maybe Nigeria happens and they say, oh, kick them aside, let's bring our people. The time that we have to do this, I'm going to put my life into it. I've never done anything half-hearted. I'm not a sit-in-the-middle kind of guy. If you guys remember how I used to do hard tackle, that spirit, that's me. When I played football, I don't want to lose. When I coached and I went 52 games without losing, that's me. Everything I want to do in life, there has to be excellence driving it. Are we going to make mistakes? Yes. Are we going to fail at some point? Yes. But hey, I'm not going to put my hand on the plow and look back and say, whatever will be. No. So that's the job. So most times I might not be here. Sometimes too, for experience sake, I might take Benedict with me. You guys, what I promise, and it's something that's never been done before, is that we will be sharing stories as we go. So on our YouTube channel, there will be highlights. The matches will be broadcast on the MPFL channel. There'll be highlight, but we will be sharing our own story, the setup, the theme, and everything. We'll be telling you guys stories as we go. And I hope that to God, we're able to do this. First off, we have to run from now till May when the season ends, and then they review what we've done, and then they go back again and say, okay, they want to extend the contract and see what we can do going forward. There are also companies from abroad who are now pitching to say they will do it. So let's see it. But I have a Nigerian solution for a Nigerian problem to hit the global market. Let's hope that we can play our role and finally give the Nigerian league the outlook that it deserves. And I want to say massive thank you to Toby Adepoju for massive and incredible support, looking out for me and my team, the guys in the Elevator TV WhatsApp group. You guys are incredible. Linda Eke, I want to say this, like the way you fund me, running around, traveling, going to Abuja, coming back, funding my transportation. I can't pay you back, but I won't fail in my pursuit for excellence. That's all I can say. Guys, thank you very much. Benedict, you've been amazing. I think the 1 month break, I've done you well. Your analysis have shot up to the very top. I just hope you sustain it and keep it going. And for the viewers, thank you very much for being being 1 hour, 28 minutes now, or being over the top. But I said I was going to have 30 minutes. So thank you very much for everybody who's joining. Do want to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Things are coming on this channel that you will love. we're going to be very, very innovative. Hoping that in a couple of months from now, we'll rip out the studio and redesign it if we can, if we get the funding that we're expecting from people who have given us their word to give us a partnership, if we get them, and sponsors as well. But if that is not done, I would lock up and focus on the league project and make sure I get the best out of it. Thank you very much, everybody. If I've not read your message, I think I need to go there. Where did I stop? Oh God, did you just see already looking at him before they jumped into Mudryk? Okay. Elisha 18, Henry Smith, he said, please, can I have updates on Chelsea next signing? I don't know. Olumide Ali, he said, Arsenal is still a work in progress. I'm an Arsenal fan, and I can say the difference between this season and last season are the quality signings they made. Absolutely agree with you. Leo Ode, he said, buongiorno, boss. Nice work and the best analysis. Your show is my breakfast every morning. Thanks for the good work. Happy New Year. Thank you very much. What's that thing again they say when you say thank you for thanking Italy? Oh, Jesus Christ. I see you're dumb. I see you don't get sense. You don't just no book at all. You know no book. Just say thank you in Italy. You cannot say. Okay, don't worry. To the bed. Don't worry. I will get back. I will get my language class back. Okay. Alicia Ogundola said, wow, you have a very thick skin. I pray you get all you deserve. Amen. Thank you. I say the next Chelsea target will be when other big clubs move for a better option. Having said that, let me finish the other comment that came in from Instagram. Adeban Botosi said, good job, bro. Thank you very much for that one. And after that one came, hey, what's that now? I suppose to come house. So, well, great mom say for me, that's all I can say right now. Worldwide, how much was the IT asking for? 24 million. 12 million per game. Deliman, I said, bro, I love you too, man. Deliman, I say, you are a big motivator. Your dreams are valid and they will come true. The hassles will come, but you will override it all. Amen. Okay, thank you very much for that one. And last but not the least, coming, Oduni Remeleko on YouTube says hijacking normal level. And then Mr. Smiles says, well done, Elegote. Thank you very much. This is where we draw the curtain. Sorry, I couldn't give you transfer update, and I also couldn't give you the stories on players that were hijacked. You guys were all up here and so many comments. But Benedict, before we go, what's the final thing you want to say to the guys before we leave?
Make sure you're here tomorrow. I think Ryan Sebastian is going to be here, so make sure you're here. So most also in every way, tell your friends that Electric TV Radio is always active.
We're back, right? Tomorrow, Emmanuel Sebastian will be here. We will not do Instagram live stream because it's Tuesday and YouTube live stream. But one thing that is guaranteed is it's going to be recorded. But you can always log on to www.elegbated.tv.com/radio to listen to us. If you use an Android phone anywhere in the world, download the Elegbated TV Radio mobile application. We're still working on the iOS. I mean, I spent 3.2 million on that project already. I don't think I'm going to put a Kubo on top. That money should be able to get us on iOS. If it doesn't, then so be it. I move on to some other things. That's how I live my life. Okay? But thank you very much for what you've done. God bless you and have for yourself a wonderful day. And I say, hasta la vista. Bye-bye.